Hey guys, my name's Mark. I'm a personal trainer from over here at Emerald Hills at Anytime Fitness. I'm just here with Lisa today to answer a few questions.
I thought I'd start off with a couple of really basic questions that we often get as trainers.
Yep.
Just so it's all in one place. It's a nice resource for people to go that are just starting strength training. How often should someone train?
First time in a gym sort of thing. I'll go for twice a week consistently, and then once you build a bit of a foundation, you can always add on to that.
Yeah.
I feel like going 7 days a week from beginner, you're going to burn out, you're going to end up dropping it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you start even once, twice a week, get that consistently and build on top of that.
Yeah. Well, the Australian exercise guidelines say twice a week for strength training. 2 to 3 times is like a good start. If you want to do 3, then have like a day in between.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or like 2 weekdays apart and then maybe 1 day on the weekend.
Yeah, perfect.
How long should each session be?
I would say 45 minutes. You can tackle your compounds and your accessories and everything else pretty well within that 45-minute bracket. If you're a bit of a chatter, you need a bit longer, maybe an hour. If you're on a time constraint, there's nothing saying that you can't be in and out in half an hour.
Half an hour, yeah. I think the answer to both these questions, right? How often to train, how long per session, depends as well on your schedule.
Kind of the same, what you're able to do than what is recommended would be the sort of way to look at it,
Because if someone's really, really busy, you've only got the 1 session per week.
You might not have an hour 3 times a week to get to the gym, It's all relative to what you're able to do, what showing up and being consistent looks like to you through your schedule,
What about, when is the best time of day to train? I get this one sometimes.
In my opinion, or... Yeah, so I'm a morning trainer. I have more energy in the morning.
No, sorry, to answer for someone else. Like if someone's asking, is it better to train in the morning or...
I have no evidence to say that there's a best time to train, just show up.
Yeah.
Just showing up is better than going, oh, I missed my morning session, I'll make it up tomorrow morning. No, go in the afternoon that day, or do a walk or do something.
It depends on, again, when you've got available.
Yeah.
So if you work...
A lot of this is schedule based.
Schedule based, like constraints of your schedule and like other commitments. Some people, like, they have to train in the morning because their work schedule gets too busy. They're always thinking,
or they leave work, they get straight home to the kids, whatever it is.
I'll come after work, it never happens. Or the other way is true as well, like, oh, I'll wake up early to go to the gym, it never happens. So just work with, I guess, your schedule and your natural energy.
I've never been a 4 or 5 a.m. in the gym person. I can't do that. I was always, before I was a trainer and I had to make time with my other job, it would be the afternoons.
Do you think you need a program, or can someone just wing it?
Absolutely, you need a program. Yes.
You're just saying that.
No.
You're a trainer.
No. There's a big, there's a big sort of market, especially on social media, about, not being too science-based and like you don't need to track everything. Just put in 100% at the gym. I think that's bullshit. You need to be able to track your lifts to know if you're improving.
Yeah.
You need to, even just the volume. Don't worry about PRs or 3 rep maxes. Do your volume, how are you feeling at the end of that week or at the end of that phase? So you do 4 to 6 week phases. Do I need a deload? Take 20% off everything. Go get you need to be able to track how you're feeling compared to what you're doing.
And you get benefits from doing the same movement patterns again and again.
That's
rather
right.
than each time in the gym you're doing something random.
Yeah, and are you doing it, you go, oh, I was able to do so much more on bench press last week when I did it, but you benched first and you're benching last now, and you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's going on. So you need to be able to track it, you need to do the same sequences. That's the only true relative sign of strength, I think, is repeating the same thing, same circumstance, same environment, weeks apart, and going, oh, I've added 10 kilos over the last 2 weeks, I'm getting stronger.
What exercises should a beginner do?
Yeah, so I would be beginner. It's hard because brand new to the gym or picking it back up after being out for 3 months, you need a foundation. Right, so how I sort of do my programs for someone brand new to the gym is a lot of machine work at the start to take form out of it. build a solid foundation, and then we go on to the free weights, engage those stabilizers a bit more, and then the big 4 lifts, so squat, overhead press, deadlift, and bench press.
What about a lunge?
Squat.
Lunge is in there.
Big
Oh,
4.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're counting a lunge as a squat
Yeah.
variation. That's fair enough.
2
yeah.
lower body, because I'm counting deadlift as lower body, and 2 upper body. So they're my big compounds. They would be at the start of the sessions, week in, week out, and then accessories after that.
Yep.
And that's how you'd sort of go from that beginner using machines to getting into that space where you can track and improve and build serious strength.
What does well on social media, and we've talked about this before, is like the extremes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, this variation is the most optimal for this.
You can get bogged down.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it sort of like paralyzes people in terms of
It is also,
exercise choice, and
There's a-
people
yeah.
overthink it.
there's a few things, like, are you brand new to the gym? Yes, you probably don't need to be isolating a certain head
Yeah.
of your bicep,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
any sort of curl would be good for you.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like, yeah, don't get too bogged down in doing the tricep extensions to go this way to do that. Like, just push down. That's going to hurt your shoulder. Why are you doing it? Why make it harder when you haven't maximized the easy part? You know what I mean? Or the easy variation of the movement.
That's true.
I think if you stick
But
to
hey,
the,
people do that stuff for the clicks.
yeah,
know,
and
like
it
you
works,
need
and it
to
gets
be-
people engaged, and
Because people are only engaging when they're, I mean, think about how you consume information, right? So it's information because it's new to you. I mean, sometimes
Something
you're
out of
like
the ordinary.
reaffirming what you already know,
Yep.
but most times it's like people click on something because they're like, oh, I need this extra information
yeah.
that I don't know.
like, oh, I'm struggling to grow my triceps.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to try this way. And
Yeah.
he's like, got 9 different bands doing stuff. It's like, no, man, just keep going. Increase your volume weekly. You'll get there.
Can you explain the difference between machines versus free weights?
Yeah, so basically just said it. So it's machines, it's a line, it was explained really well
It's like
by you.
a set movement path.
Yes,
Yeah.
set movement path. So if you think of like a chest press, the handle goes from there to there, no matter if you push it up, down, try and pull it, it's not going to go anywhere else. Like, you push it out, come back in, as long as it's set up properly, and you set up nice, you take it to the same point of failure as you would for free weights, bench press, whatever, very beneficial. And then the opposite is true for free weights. Engages more stabilizers, and is just that degree of difficulty higher. Yeah. But both are progressible to a point.
Yeah. I think free weights are better for building more functional strength because you are engaging those stabilizers and more of your core.
Yep.
And it mimics more natural movements in the real world as well. Machines are beneficial for beginners as well because it's safe. It, you know,
Yeah,
like
that's right.
it locks you in,
Takes the form out of it.
and
you
it's less
can't-
it's less to think about.
Yep.
But also it has its place in like a more intermediate and advanced program.
I still use machines.
Because
Yep.
it allows you to load more and isolate muscles better as well.
It's very progressible. Like the hack squat comes to mind for me. I still hack squat today. I squat once a week and I hack squat twice. Because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
progressible, it's loadable. It's just weight, and then the path never changes. It's all just legs. Right?
Yeah. What about exercise order? What order to perform exercises?
Yeah. So again, I think I just mentioned it. It would be compounds first. That
big movements first.
Yeah, neurally tapping. No, I wouldn't see.
So like the big fatiguing movements first? Yeah.
Yeah, and then your accessories after. That's
Actually,
just,
can we just clarify? We said compound movements quite a few times. So what is a compound movement?
so just a multi-joint movement. So
Yeah.
a squat.
So moving across more than one joint. Yeah, I would say the most demanding exercises first because you're fresh, and it's also,
Stimulus to fatigue ratio.
yeah,
If you're already cooked and then you're trying to do a big heavy movement.
it's also what's more important to you. So I also get the question of like, should I do my cardio training first or my strength training first? In some running programs, they do put strength exercises after running. Maybe not a max effort run.
Yeah, so you're talking more
not
like
a max effort
hypertrophy
run.
or like a heart rate increase over a
Yeah.
extended period of time.
So your muscles are already a
Yep.
bit fatigued, but you're putting that strength work at the end
After. And why?
to build endurance in your muscles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Because if you did it the other way around, then they're fatigued before the run, which is your main portion.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to get better at.
So if you're someone that's looking more for strength, but you just want cardiovascular endurance for general fitness,
do it at the end.
You do it at the end.
Yeah. My guys that can't dedicate a 20-minute, say, day or like get their steps to a certain thing, I just say at the end of your session, do 10 minutes of, it can be bike, stairs, treadmill is my least favorite, but treadmill on an incline, row or something.
Yeah.
Like, do it at the end.
Yeah. Do you make them do intervals as well? So it's a harder effort as well, or steady?
For the rower, yes.
Yeah.
I set like a circuit, so 30 on, 30 off. But you do 8 rounds of rowing, and your first round, it has how many meters you rode. That's your target. You got to try and hit that.
Keep
so
that
so
up,
that
yeah,
it doesn't just dwindle down and you're just doing this by the end.
Yeah,
You have that benchmark to try and get to each time.
Yeah.
Not so much with like the treadmill. Bike, you want to keep up around that 90 revolutions per minute. So you, no matter what the resistance level you choose, you're at that pace. And then the Stairmaster is pretty brutal already. Just like 10 minutes of that flat is hard.
I think if you're short on time and you want to maximize your cardio effort, then doing the higher effort intervals is
See, that's why I don't like
efficient.
walking on a treadmill. I feel like if you're going to do that, just walk outside, get your steps up.
Yeah.
If you're trying to sort of elevate your heart rate, keep it there.
Yeah.
Rower, stairs, bike, if you can't get either of those.
How many sets and reps per exercise? So I do get this question quite a lot.
Yeah. So I do 5 sets per muscle group for maintenance a week. And then if your priority is I want to build bigger quads, then I'd add to the quads. And then say you're doing, again, it ties in with your goals. But that 5 a week is maintenance, 5 sets per muscle group. And then you can add on whatever your preferences are.
And how many reps per set? I mean, it depends.
Type of training. Yeah. Are you going for strength, hypertrophy, anything else? What I've started doing is giving them a really big rep range, like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
And you track where you fail at that weight. But if you can get 3 for 15, that weight's not heavy enough. You need to be failing somewhere. And I found that really good to progress people on.
Yeah.
But before that, it was like, if it was strength, it was 4 to 6, maybe 4 to 8. And then like the old school sort of thing.
Yeah.
The middle, hypertrophy, and then
Like
the end
8 to
was
12.
like a fat burn, 15 plus finisher type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gone away from that a little bit. Big rep range. I want to know what weight you're using and where you failed.
Yeah. I think a good measure for proximity to failure is, I say, like 1 or 2 left.
Reps in reserve?
Yeah, left in the tank, yeah.
Yeah, so you can use like RPE or reps in reserve, whatever way, it means the same thing.
This already kind of answered, how heavy should I be lifting?
Good question.
So just as heavy as you're getting close to failure at the end.
Yep, that's why I like the big rep range.
Yeah,
Yep. So
that's
if
sort of the short answer.
If it's 10 to 15 and you're getting to, say it's over 3 sets, and you go 15, 15, 10, 11, 12, I like that weight. Next week we go for 15, 15, until we get 15, and then we up the weight. And then you should get 15, 12, 10, whatever it is. Like, keep breaking you down to build you up sort of thing.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? And that's how heavy you should be lifting. I don't feel like there's much benefit to establishing like a 1 rep max, 3 rep max, 5 rep max at the start.
Yeah.
You need that foundation. You need to build strength, which you don't need to do. Like, it just increases the risk for no reason, in my opinion.
Well,
so
because
I
you're
avoid it.
moving too much load that your muscles aren't really.
They're not used to it. The stabilizers, as we
adapted,
talked about,
yeah.
tendons, ligaments, these things need time to adjust to moving load, as you say, or resisting force. It's like they need time to adapt. And then if it's something you're interested in, yes, go find your 1 rep max. Or I've got calculators that I use. Okay, how much can you do for 10 where you're absolutely cooked? Sweet, this is your 3 rep max or your 5 rep max. It's a calculator. You don't actually need to do it. Put yourself at risk for a 1 rep max. Silly, in my opinion.
That was going to be my next question about how to progress. So let's do it as like a rule for people. So you want to keep your reps in the higher range at the beginning, like 10 to 15, right?
Yep.
And consistently be able to hit your sets.
Yes.
So just do the volume that you've allocated to that
Correct.
exercise.
Yep.
Once you feel like, oh, at the end of that, I've got more than
Yes.
2 in the tank, you know.
Got some in the tank, yeah.
Then you can up the weight, and then you'll start to back off the
Then-
reps,
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
and then you're building up again. Then you
So you break
then you
them down, build
increase
them up, break them
again.
down.
Yeah.
And then you'll find after 6 weeks, the thing that you probably couldn't do for 10 reps, you're doing for 3 sets of 15. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that's a good representation of my improvement.
I want to touch on as well, though, aside from the weight and the reps, so that's all goes to the workload and the volume
Yep.
of training. What are the other ways you can progress on your exercises? So one would be like trying to focus on technique, which is really important in the beginning.
Yeah, how's
So
that
that-
progressible though? How would you
Well-
progress form?
Like, let's say you're squatting, but you're not getting a good range of motion. So even by virtue of like improving your hip mobility, your ankle mobility,
Okay.
that is progress in a, maybe not in like a strict weight, like training volume sense,
Yeah.
but it is in terms of like
But it is.
progressing, but it is because
It's gotta be-
you're working more range of motion.
It's got to be
more
comparable, right?
Yeah.
But if you can see that you're getting lower, then that's progress.
Yeah. So focusing on technique, because if something's not going well with technique, I don't generally stack on the weight.
You can't progress the weight until the movement looks...
because your movement's not efficient.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're going to hit a limit of how much weight you can move.
You're not failing because of the weight, you're failing because of how your body's moving in that exercise. Your movement pattern during the squat is why you're struggling, not because of the weight on the bar.
Yeah,
You need to fix
yeah.
that before you can add to this.
Yep. And then you get into the issue of like injury risk as well. If
Yeah.
your form is
And that's
really
why,
poor.
Yeah, that's why we don't deadlift on our first day.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt your back probably.
Yeah, that is very true. Another way to progress is to pick like a unilateral, like a single-sided version of the exercise.
Yep. What would the benefit of that be?
It trains any imbalances as well, or like it shows imbalances and it helps you train imbalances as well, which you can't necessarily see if you're always pressing 2 sides of the
Doing the
machine
same thing,
at the same
yep.
time.
Cool.
But the second you pick up 2 dumbbells and you try to just do one, or even if you're doing both, but it's
Which one fails
two
first?
free weights,
What
you'll
do you
sort of see.
prefer with your guys, right? So say there's an imbalance in my legs and I'm doing leg extensions, but single leg. Would you set the reps on your strong side and then try your guts out to match it with your weak side to try and reduce that imbalance, or set it with the weak side and maybe have a few left in reserve for your strong side?
I always start with the weak side.
Yep, and then match it with the strong side.
And you're using the same training principles, right? So you're still trying to work close to failure,
Yep.
and then
But
you
realistically,
then do the strength, the strong side.
Yeah, if there's an imbalance, you don't want to like exacerbate it by not being able to do the same amount of reps on your weak side
Yeah,
as your strong
exactly.
side. You're trying to bridge that gap a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'd do the same thing as you. I set it with the weak side,
And also-
it doesn't matter if you feel like you can do another 3, 4,
More,
5
yeah.
on your strong side. Just leave it. Let's just build this one up first,
Yeah.
and then that'll help, as you
And
say,
also
with
to
your big movements.
start with the weak side too.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Do I need to be sore after workouts?
Not necessarily.
Why?
You will be at the start. That's just how the body works. I feel like there's ways to track if you're progressing and you don't need to be sore. That's not
Because
one of them.
what is soreness caused by?
Cut? I don't know.
It's when it's when you've got damage to the muscles.
It's like torn.
Like
micro
little
tears.
tears. Yeah. Micro tears, right? But that's not necessarily directly correlated with muscle growth.
Yeah, I'll put it to you that if I had two people that are copy and paste of each other, they do the same workout, same load, everything else, one gets 2 hours sleep and doesn't hit their protein goal, for example, and the other one gets 9 hours, hits their protein, the next day they're going to have different levels of soreness because of the repair. But this person didn't work harder than this person. So it's not a true representation of progress or how much effort you're putting in. It's just recovery. Does that make sense?
And when you're new, because there are
You're always gonna be sore when you're
a couple of factors, right, that increase muscle soreness. One is doing new movements, which if you're new, everything's new. So you are going to be more sore.
That's why you're always going to be sore for the first 2 months.
Because your muscles aren't adapted, they're not as efficient, they're not going to recover as well. Then the other one is doing eccentrics. So eccentrics are, when you do the negative
way down
part of the movement and you're loading a lot while the muscle's lengthening. So soreness can also be due to how you train.
Yes.
So if you're...
But I also find that with your tendons, ligaments, joints as well. It's such a shock to the system when you go from nothing to training that it's like you can't avoid being sore.
Yeah.
At the start. I'm not necessarily sore after every session these days, but I've been training for years.
Yeah, I would say the same for me.
And I can look at my training, because I train myself, shock horror, but I can look at the data and go, oh, well, I'm improving. I don't need to be sore.
Well, the other factor is just doing lots of volume.
Yeah.
So...
That is.
So sometimes I think occasionally, it is nice to do a big workout and feel like, I've really pushed and I've really pumped.
I also find that if I change up kind of the training method too, I do a lot of nothing under 8 reps, say, but I wouldn't go past 12 really. I would feel like I'd want to increase the weight at that point. But some days I don't really have the mental fortitude to lift heavy, so I go, sweet, we'll do 15 to 20 for everything, and I'm sorer because I don't train that way normally.
Okay, should I be doing cardio?
What's your goal? Yes, if it's like a body composition thing, which I get a lot of, yes. If you have time,
you get the activity up, create that energy deficit.
If you have time to do it on a separate day, I would prefer that, so that they don't sort of try and butt heads every day, your cardio and your muscle building.
I think there is also, benefit of being generally active outside the gym, which a lot of people struggle with because they have sedentary jobs or they're just really busy.
Yep.
So I think trying to get, this is taken from the Australian exercise guidelines.
Of course.
It goes out to works out to about 30 minutes a day of just moderate, walking, basically.
And what's that, the average? Or is that what they recommend?
Yeah, but it's the lower end of
their recommendation.
The recommendation. Okay. Yeah. So it's about 30 minutes a day, more if you can.
Yep.
But 30 minutes a day on average.
See, I have a weekly overview as one of the sheets in someone's exercise program. And for the days that they don't train, it would be around that 10 to 12, 13, 14,000, whatever you can do steps wise. And I think that works out to about 30, 40 minute walk.
It does, yeah, it does. I think 10,000 steps, I think it is a good benchmark.
It's a solid effort, especially if you have an office job and you don't move around as much during your 8-10 hours at work. If you get home from work and you've got 2,000 steps and you've got to get to 15, it can be a lot. But as I said, that's a 30-minute walk around the oval, grab your friend, grab your missus, whatever, just walk and talk, do whatever you can. Showing up looks different to everybody.
The flip side of that is if you don't have an office job, you have a job where you walk a lot and you're on your feet a lot, that's your activity.
Yep.
Right? If you work in like hospitality or like the hospital,
Yep.
or,
Passive exercise.
you know,
You're sort of getting that.
then I would just prioritize strength training.
Yes.
If you're limited on time as well. What to eat before and after workout?
Before, I would say high carb, have something in your stomach, and then afterwards.
And not too much protein and fat as well.
No. Afterwards would be trying to avoid fats really in general. Not zero, but you shouldn't have a meal a day where you're like, okay, this is my high fat meal. Just have it equally spread out. But after training, within that first hour, high protein. Get it in, get it circulating. And that's had pretty good results so far. Yeah.
These last few are questions I get a lot from new gym goers.
Okay.
How long will it take me to see results? It's like how long's a piece of string,
Yeah.
right? But
Well,
people do ask this question because they want, it's a tricky one to answer, right? Because they want some expectation.
guidelines, yep. But
But
when you're
also-
sitting down initially setting out your goals,
Yeah.
that's when I would sort of hint at how long it might take. Because everybody generally has a goal but no timeline. Have you found that? They go, I want
Yes.
to lose 5 kilos. Okay,
Yes.
when? I just want to lose 5 kilos.
Unless they've
So I go,
got,
sweet, I'll give you 6 weeks. That's achievable in that time. Let's go.
unless they've got like an event.
Yes.
Like I've got a wedding,
I've got a wedding.
holiday,
Yeah.
a whatever.
Generally, in my experience, as I said, no timeline. So that's when I'd set it. So that's answering your question. How long is it going to take? Well, what's your goal? I'll give you this all. That's how long I think it will take you.
Rates of weight loss.
Yep.
Okay, because weight loss is probably
It's a big
the
one.
most common goal.
Big one that you get, yeah.
The most common
body
goal.
recomposition or weight loss.
Weight loss, yeah. Or recomp, so increase muscle mass, decrease fat mass. I feel like people overestimate, say, how much they can do in a month, but they underestimate how much they can do in like 3 months or 6 months if they just stuck to it.
3 months is the one that I try and say, like, just give yourself 3 months, show up, and showing up looks different to everybody. That's not 100% every day for 7 days a week for 3 months. You know, you might wake up and feel average. You know, I don't have it in me. Go and do whatever you can. That's showing up, right? But if everyone gave themselves 3 months, you would see pretty good results that would turn your motivation into sort of discipline. You go, okay,
You get a bit of momentum.
yeah, that angle I saw myself in the mirror that got me to the gym, that's not going to last forever. But that 3 months, if you knuckle down, use that turns to discipline. And then going to the gym and exercising and eating right is something that you just do. And then off the back of that, you get the improvements.
But if people want like just like a rule of thumb, do you know like the average weight of weight loss? Rate of weight loss?
I do. It's written down I've got like a thing where I write my programs. It is in there. I don't know, 0.6 a week. It's something around
I
that.
think it's half that.
Really?
It's less than what people
I thought it was 0.4 to 0.6 a week
Yeah.
of body fat. Not like weight loss.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
I could be wrong. I would have to look at
it
it.
depends on your starting as well.
That's right. If
So
you've got
if
more to
you're quite
lose, you're going to lose
lean-
it quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've got more to lose, you can lose quicker.
Yep.
If you've got less to lose,
That's why I say it's all relative to
it's
the
that
person
last
sitting in
like
front of you.
that last 3 to 5 kilos is so hard.
Killer.
It's so hard. I don't even try.
And when they go like really, really well, and then it spikes,
Yeah.
weight goes up rather than down, and it's like,
Well, maybe
why am I
that's-
even doing this? No, stick
That's
to
another
it.
point though. It's not always linear, right?
Yeah, over a week, like you
It could-
generally
it could-
find that it
yeah.
does that. But it's a knife to the guts in, as you say, the last 3, 4, 5 kilos when they've already lost 10, and then it jumps up a bit. And they're like, no, what's going on? It's like, please just stick to it.
Yeah,
Trust
yeah.
yourself, trust the process. You've got
Yeah.
this.
How will I become too bulky by strength training? Mostly, I get this question from females, as you probably
I hate
expect. What's your answer to that?
I get a lot of, I want to look toned or I want to tone up. You need to have muscle to tone. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Don't avoid it. You're not like people.
What's under that skin?
Males, females, bodybuilders, they're in the gym every single day trying to look bulky. Not everyone's successful. You're not going to lift for one weight and go, fat pops up. But if you want to have that toned, nice athletic look, you need to condition muscle, right?
You need to be training close to your
strength training,
your failure. Yeah. Which
it's been shown that strength training targets your visceral fat, so around your organs, better than, what is it? Subcutaneous.
Oh, the fat that's under your skin. Yeah. I don't know how to say that word, so I'm not going to try.
I always muff it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, strength training really does target your visceral fat, which is great for that toned look, because you can be, like, under the skin, fat can be quite low, but then you sort of look a bit bloated, and you're walking around like, oh, why don't I, as defined, start lifting heavy stuff. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, I get this question a lot because I train a lot of females.
Yeah, would do.
There's two ways I answer this. Like, one is, well, you're just starting, so you're very far from your limit of what you can do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're pretty far away from getting bulky.
You're far,
Yeah.
But then also there is a limit. So you've got a genetic limit of how much muscle you can build naturally.
Is that true?
Yeah. Okay. And most people aren't even training close to
anywhere near that.
Do you know what I mean? So you're probably not even close to your natural potential.
Yeah.
And then after that, the people that you see that are like really bulky, so what you think about, like the, I don't know, I've got to stop saying this, but CrossFit athletes and other kind of competitive bodybuilders and stuff, they're probably enhanced.
Yes.
Like,
you would say
a lot of them are taking performance enhancing drugs to enhance their physique because they've hit that natural
barrier
limit.
As you say. Yeah. And for the purpose of their event or their sport or their competition, they need to enhance themselves to get that edge.
All right, last question. How do I overcome self-consciousness at the gym? So I'm feeling self-conscious
So
when I'm going into the gym.
Is that a bit of anxiety around
like
going and people looking at me?
People watching what I'm doing. Maybe I look silly, I'm not doing the right thing, or maybe I've even heard people say, I want to lose weight before I go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, I want to look better before I go to the gym. Have you not heard anyone say that?
Nope.
Oh, well, anyway.
Not in my circles. I would say get a trainer. Because if there's certain anxieties, especially around using equipment that maybe you're not familiar with, or you think that you're doing things wrong, you may very well be, and that's only going to lead to an injury, or your progress isn't going to be what you want it to be, and you're going to lose motivation. It's going to fall off a cliff.
Because you don't have that structure.
Even, I always say to people that are new joiners at my gym, use me for a month. Get your head around movement patterns and machines, everything. Pick my brain and then leave me. I don't care. Like, I'll give you a program, walk away, because that feeling of anxiety and everything else, I've never experienced it at the gym, but it breaks my heart. Like, it's my happy place. I really enjoy it, and I want people to feel like fulfilled and happy when they're there. But there is, especially with the female population, it's the only people I've ever heard say it, really. They do have that anxiety of being watched and doing the wrong thing and stuff like that. Get a trainer. Get your head around the right thing to do. You'll find that the anxiety will dissipate a little bit.
It's nice as well to have someone there with you, guiding you.
You're not by yourself.
Yeah. Also, I like to say, don't worry, because people aren't really watching you as much as you think.
Nobody's
like,
watching you.
everyone's just concerned how they look.
Yeah, there's that many mirrors in a gym for a reason. Everyone's looking at themselves.
Yeah.
That concept of people watching me is very in your own head. And if they are, and if they're making fun of you, go tell someone that works here, because they can fuck off. That's not right. You're meant to be at the gym to exercise and go home Don't go to make fun of people.
I think everyone at the gym is quite like-minded, you know, like driven to improve themselves and have fun in there.
Yep.
And if anyone sees you struggling, I find generally
It's a great community.
someone will help you,
Yeah, definitely.
and a trainer would definitely help you as well. Yeah. Any last words of wisdom for the newcomers?
No, come down to Emerald Hills, Anytime Fitness,
Yeah.
and ask me. I'll be there. Thank you.